There are at least three forces going on. One is the carry trade actually got caught. The other one is the fact that we're in a technical correction on the U.S. side. And then the third one is a question of whether AI has actually materialized in terms of driving revenues. And all three are happening at the same time. And so you have to really look at which companies are really making money in AI, and that's really what's going to be important. So NVIDIA has the chips, but are they overvalued and are they delivering late? Microsoft has the apps. Meta has open models. Adobe's actually making money on AI. Oracle has AI apps and cloud. Apple has Apple Intelligence that's going to be reflected in quarters to come. And of course, you see companies like Uber actually having algorithms that are actually helping them optimize on revenue as well as cost per transactions.
Now, you mentioned AI, and I just want to dig in a little bit deeper because I had a conversation with Asus Tech. Of course, this is the PC maker, and on the back of their earnings, which quadrupled for the second quarter, the company, in their response to the AI shakeout, given the questions over all the investment that we're putting in, and we're waiting to see, of course, the fruits of all the investment. Now, they say PC shipments are going to be growing about 15 to 20% quarter on quarter in the third quarter. But the AI PC transition will take some time. So do you think that, this unsureness that we have in AI, it's going to linger for a couple of years until we actually see this full take on of AI PCs, what he says, till 2026?
He's absolutely right. What we're going to see is at least 4 to 6 quarters before the AI PCs take hold. But we are in a refresh cycle for the PCs, and that's going to be important. These AI PCs are able to do a lot more than existing PCs, and I think what's been launched by Microsoft, along with its partners like Asus, is definitely seeing a lot of consumer demand. And so the first test is going to be what we see after Q4 in the holiday season, and of course in the refresh cycles for these large PC contracts that every manufacturer has.
What about the refresh cycle for Apple? Of course, everybody's looking to September and the Apple Intelligence. This is really make or break for Apple, and we saw Warren Buffett sell nearly half of his stake in the company.
So for Apple, actually, you're going to see this occur over the next 2 to 4 quarters as they make Apple Intelligence embedded in everywhere in the iOS and the next version of iOS. And we're going to see this, you're seeing some delays in terms of some of the features, but the main point is really the refresh cycle for iPhones is huge. We got the first half on the 5G. We're getting the second half of the refresh cycle on AI. And that's what's being forecasted out in terms of what their ability to deliver on the hardware side of the house. But it's the services side that continues to save them, especially with the growth in services and, of course, the ad business that they have in the back end.
A judge has determined that Google has broken the law, abusing its monopoly position in the market. But you're saying that the judge is outdated. Can you explain?
Yeah, so here's the deal. So the judge is basically saying Google's really good at search, but he's also saying that the Antitrust Act was violated because of an exclusive deal with Apple. So here's the deal. The golden standard is, were consumers harmed? And consumers would be harmed by forcing someone to use Microsoft Bing, because Bing search is not as good as Google search. And so there's a solution here, which is to actually give consumers choice. And whenever Apple has someone using Google versus DuckDuckGo or versus Bing, they would then get the appropriate payment based on what the consumer chooses. So that's an easy remedy there. But with AI coming, search is going to completely change. And so it really shows how little this judge understands how antitrust law works.